All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into something that feels like it's pulled straight from a movie. We are going to build our very own personal AI assistant powered by ChatGPT. This is going to be fun, so let's get right into it.
I mean, come on, who hasn't watched Iron Man and thought, I need one of those? You know, a super smart assistant that just gets you? Well, guess what? That little sci-fi dream is way closer to reality than you might think.
So, before we start coding, what are we actually building here? Let's break it down. We're creating a system that does three simple but powerful things. It listens to you with your mic, it figures out what you want, and then it talks back to you with a real voice. Simple, elegant, and honestly, incredibly cool. Okay, so every great project, whether it's a skyscraper or a piece of code, starts with a blueprint, a simple plan that shows how everything connects. Our AI assistant is no different. Let's take a look at the basic architecture. When you look at it this way, the whole thing is actually a really simple, logical flow. First, it hears your voice and turns it into words on a screen. That's speech to text. Second, those words get sent to the AI brain, ChatGPT, to figure out an answer. And third, the AI's answer gets turned back into sound. So it listens, it thinks, and then it talks back. That's the whole loop.
So we've got the plan, we've got the blueprint, now it's time to assemble our components. Think of it like gathering all the parts you need for your workshop. And don't worry, you won't need a billion-dollar lab for this one.
Our entire toolkit really just boils down to four main things. We need Python, which is going to be the language we build everything in. Then we need an OpenAI API key. That's our connection to the ChatGPT brain. And finally, two amazing little Python libraries, one to handle the listening part and another to do the talking. And the best part, it's all free to get started with. And getting these software tools installed is super straightforward. If you've ever worked with Python, you'll know these pip install commands. You just pop open your terminal, type these in one by one, hit enter, and you are good to go. It's literally that fast. All right, our tools are ready, the workshop is set. Now it's time for the really fun part, the magic. We're about to look at the core code, the actual spell that brings our AI assistant to life.
First things first, our creation needs a voice. That's where this little speak function comes into play. It's a pretty simple chunk of code that takes in any text we give it and uses that PyTTSX3 library to turn it into actual audible speech coming out of your speakers.
Of course, an assistant that can talk but can't listen? Not very helpful, right? That's what the listen function is for. This piece of the puzzle turns on your computer's microphone, waits for you to say something, and then uses the speech recognition library to translate your spoken words into text that the computer can actually work with.
And right here, this is the heart of the whole operation, the brain. This function, Ask ChatGPT, takes the text that we just got from our ears and sends it straight over the internet to OpenAI's massive language models. It gets a super intelligent, context-aware answer back. This is where all the thinking happens.
So, we have the ears, the voice, and the brain. How do we wire them all together? Well, this tiny block of code is basically the spark of life. That while true bit creates an infinite loop. It's constantly listening for you, sending what it hears to the brain, getting an answer, and then speaking that answer out loud. It'll just keep doing this, always on, always ready for your next command. And just like that, with the code in place, our AI is born. Okay, so we spent enough time on how we built it. Let's get to the exciting part. What can it actually do? It's time to unleash this thing.
Right out of the gate, you have a seriously powerful assistant. You can ask it really complex questions, you can get it to help you study, or even troubleshoot a tricky bit of code you're working on. You can even use it to help you plan your day, and you do it all just by talking to it.
But here's the thing you have to remember. What we've built here today, it's amazing, but it's really just the starting line. This isn't the final product. This is the foundation for something so much bigger.
I mean, think about it. You can expand on this basic framework in so many ways. Imagine adding the ability for it to open apps on your computer, or to read a PDF and give you a summary. You could even build a personalized memory so it learns your preferences. The possibilities, they're pretty much endless.
So our journey is complete. We went from a cool idea you see in movies to a real working blueprint for your own personal AI. You now have all the pieces and all the knowledge you need to be an AI creator yourself.
The code is written, the system is online, and your personal AI assistant is just sitting there waiting. It's listening for its very first command. So the only question left is, what are you going to ask it first?